Hey friends, it's Amelia Andaleon, your host of the Spiritually Fit Yoga podcast. So this episode is another video. If you want to watch the video, go to Spotify. Otherwise, you can listen to it. You can follow along this yoga class on iTunes and Google and Anchor.fm and all of the other listening platforms. But if you want to watch, go to Spotify to catch the video. So before I start this class, I just want to say thank you to my sponsor, Ubindi.com, who is my sponsor for my booking platform where I book my classes. And I just want to say thank you to the listeners for being here, for tuning in. I always appreciate your messages and reviews that you keep me. Please leave a review. I would really, really appreciate it. Whenever I get your reviews, it just lifts me up, and I just love hearing what's working for you. And if you have any requests, let me know. And I'm just so happy to bring you another yoga class. So it's been a while. I haven't brought a yoga class to the podcast in a while, and I was noticing how much, of course, I love my yoga, and I wanted to add it, like especially right now. I feel like we could all use some yoga to stretch out the body and just to calm and to relax. So this is an all levels class. Enjoy it. All right, peace out, my friends. So go ahead and lay on your back, hug your knees into your chest, and check in. It's just like, how does it feel to lay the head and the back down on the ground? And go ahead and set your feet down on the ground, feet at 12 o'clock. And then position yourself so you can take your arms out wide, bring your arms out to a T, and slowly rotate your head side to side. So this is a check-in class. This is a check-in to how are you feeling today? How is the body feeling? What movement, what space could you use in the body to release any tightness, any stress? So go ahead and keep your feet at 12 o'clock and take your hands on your belly and your heart. And let's start with 5 breaths, observing the breath. So any breath, just your natural breath, observing the inhale and the exhale. Settling into the mat. Arriving here from wherever you came from, getting into this space, into this present moment. And now check in with yourself. So yoga is an inward focus, a practice of connecting to self. Yoga is much more than the physical poses. Ask yourself, how are you feeling today? And ask yourself, what is requesting your attention? It might be something physical in the body that could use your attention. It might be an emotion. It might be some thoughts that you've been ruminating over. Just notice, observe, take the time to acknowledge and telling yourself, I see you, I notice you, I'm listening. And now invite some compassion. So especially if there was something asking for your intention or attention, send compassion, loving kindness, acceptance. And then take a big breath in and sigh, release the breath. And now Ujjayi breath, inhale through the nostrils and exhale through the nostrils. 2 more breaths, inhale and exhale. And then pull the right knee into the chest, holding onto the right shin, and rotate through the right ankle. Rotate through the left ankle. And then set that right foot down. And then left knee into the chest, rotate through the left ankle. the other direction. And then set the feet down. And then take your feet out wide, maybe as wide as your mat or maybe a little bit wider than your hips. And you can take your arms out wide again, adjust as you need, and then slowly windshield wiper the knees side to side. So you don't have to go too far, just until you feel some resistance, saying hello to the body. This is a great practice, whether it's first thing in the morning when you wake up, or whether it's after a long day of driving or sitting or right before you go to bed. So just gently letting the knees fall side to side, honoring the body. There's something called ahimsa that we practice in yoga, to do no harm. And how we do that in our physical practices, pay attention, notice. And then bring the feet back down to the ground, knees at 12 o'clock. And then arms are out to a T. And then bring attention to the front of the chest, the bicep, the forearms in both arms. Maybe getting a sense of tucking the shoulder blades under. Maybe pressing the feet down, lift the booty off the ground slowly, and then slowly setting it down. And relax the head. And get a sense of laying down the spine. Like, can you feel the spine from the tailbone up through the base of the skull, setting it down as straight as possible. And now invite an opening and a softening through the front of the upper chest muscles, the front of the shoulders, down the arms, the biceps, the forearms, the wrists, the palms. 5 more breaths, Ujjayi breath this time. So if you haven't started Ujjayi breath with a mouth closed, inhale. And when the mouth closed, exhale. So right now just notice the inhale and exhale through the nostrils. The lips are softly closed. Allowing the back of the right arm and the left arm to be heavy. The feet are gently touching the ground. And maybe tucking the chin under if you feel like you would like to lengthen at the back of the neck. Release any tension in the forehead, the eyelids, the cheeks, the mouth, the chin, the throat. Maybe swallow to release any tension or tightness in the throat. And with the arms heavy, breathe more fully into the rib cages. Breathing and expanding into the right rib cage and the left rib cage to the sides. Continuing the Ujjayi breath. Breathing into the front of the ribs, the sides of the ribs, the back of the ribs. So the entire upper torso is expanding like a big barrel, filling up with the inhale with the mouth closed. And exhaling, empty out the breath. Squeeze out, empty out the belly. Inhale, filling up from the belly. Expanding in the rib cages, letting the belly fill up. Expanding the ribs, holding at the top. And exhaling from the rib cages, gently emptying the breath from the upper torso. And as you empty the breath, squeezing out the lower belly, contracting at the lower belly, let out all of that breath. Do that 2 more times on your own. Laying here on your back, continuing the Ujjayi breath, filling up the breath, letting the arms be heavy. And with the mouth closed, exhale, empty the breath. And you'll end with squeezing the belly, emptying it all out, contracting at that lower belly, releasing the breath. Ujjayi breath. Inhale. and exhale. All right, let's bring a little bit more movement. Keep your legs and your feet where they are. This time, maybe open your eyes if they're closed, and then look up towards the ceiling and bring your palms towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling. And then reach the hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale, and exhale, open the arms out wide. Let the arms be heavy, let them relax. And go ahead and reach the arms up, fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling. And like stretching the arms away from you, like you're spreading your shoulder blades apart. Then exhale, set those arms down. So bring some gentle shoulder mobility. And then reaching the arms up. Reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Opening them out wide. Okay, now we're going to add the second movement. Keep the arms where they are. Now let's add the hips. Press the feet down. Inhale the hips up into a bridge pose. And then feel at the base of the skull, at the upper back, slowly roll down the spine, one vertebrae at a time. So as you roll down the spine and letting that last vertebrae, the one at the lower back, land last. So there's a slight, you might notice a tucking of the tailbone under as you let that lower vertebrae, that last bone of the spine, land last. Okay, let's do that again. Press the feet down, inhale the hips up. Stretching the front of the thighs, lifting the hips up, pause. Feel the upper back, inhale. And exhale, slowly lower the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Maybe noticing that gentle tucking of the tailbone under. Okay, so now let's add the arms. As you inhale, reach the arms up, send the hips up, inhale. Keep the arms up. Landing at that upper back. Hold one more breath, inhale, and exhale, slowly open the arms, roll down the spine, one vertebrae at a time, taking your time. Moving slow, moving mindfully. And notice the knees, don't let the knees splay out to the sides. Anchor the mounds of the feet down into the ground. Let's do that again, press the feet down. Inhale, and the arms also lift up, stretching the arms up. Reaching the arms away from you, sending the hips up. Imagine that there's a beach ball in between the thighs, gently squeezing. Stay here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, slowly open the arms as you roll down the spine, one vertebrae at a time. As you slowly lower, you might feel a little bit of a burn in the thighs, that gentle engagement of the thighs, the tapas, the inner fire. Let's do that 2 more sets. All right, same thing. Arms lift up. Reaching the arms away from you. Press the feet down. Sending the hips up. Engagement of the thighs. You might feel a gentle stretch in the front of the thighs. With your next exhale, slowly roll down the spine. Anchor the feet down into the mat. Keep pressing the big toe mound, pinky toe mound, and the 2 mounds underneath each heel down into the ground. All right, with your next inhale, slowly press the feet down. Send the hips up, reach the arms up, stretching, reaching those fingertips away from you, maybe lifting the hips up a little bit higher. Hold here. Now with a big inhale, exhale, slowly roll down the spine. Open the arms wide, taking your time. Imagine that beach ball gently squeezing in between the thighs, anchoring the mounds of both feet down into the ground. And now relax the legs. And then let's go ahead and straighten the legs. Give those knees a little bit of a break. Relax the arms. You can close your eyes if it's comfortable for you, or you can keep the eyes open and slowly rotate the head side to side. Taking a little bit of a break. All right, we're going to keep the arms here. We're going to give our knees a little bit of a break. You might have felt that in the bridge pose. And now we're going to add the arms. We're going to bring more shoulder mobility. So arms back up towards the ceiling. If you find that your lower back is aggravating you here, you can bend the knees again. So I'll let you choose. So either bend the knees or you can keep your legs straight. So pay attention. Yoga is about paying attention. Pay attention, observe, notice. So keep the arms where they are. And now feel like you're flattening that lower back down to the ground. It won't be completely flat, but you'll notice there's a little bit of flattening. Then inhale the arms up above the head, and then back up towards the ceiling. Some of you may be able to touch your thumbs towards the ground. Many of you may not. It's okay. So we're inhaling, reaching the arms up above the head, stretching out, breathing, and then slowly bring the arms up. Do that one more time. Inhaling as we're reaching the arms up above the head, moving through the shoulders, and then back up to center. And let's bring the arms out to a T. And let's start to relax the legs, the arms. In fact, if you have the legs straight, go ahead and let the ankles flop to the sides and rotate the head side to side. Relaxing the neck. Checking into how the shoulders feel. And then coming to stillness. Eyes open or eyes closed. 2 slow breaths in stillness. Still with the mouth closed, Ujjayi breath. So with our yoga practice and this type of breathing, we're nurturing what's called the parasympathetic nervous system, which relaxes the body, relaxes the mind. It also sets us up for a sleep, a nice deep sleep, relaxing sleep. All right, let's bend the knees again. Okay, this time we're gonna bend the right knee and set the right ankle on top of the left thigh. We'll see how this feels here. And then your left foot is flat on the ground. Left foot is at 12 o'clock. Reach through the legs. We're going to come into a reverse pigeon. So lift the shoulder blades off the ground and reach for the left shin and then set the head down. So if you feel like you need a prop, release that shin and go ahead and roll over on your right side. Just slowly press up to a seat mindfully. And then what you might want to do is grab a block and have it ready for you if you'd like to put it underneath your head. So you could also put the block on, not your block on your head on the block, and you can come into this reverse pigeon. So you might find that that is more accessible for you. So play with that. So options here, what are we looking for? So go ahead and flex your right ankle. So this gives us some protection to keep our knee in alignment. But of course, just notice what suits your body. Everybody has a different human variation in how our anatomy is built together. Or if you have something going on, an injury or something that doesn't suit you here, listen to the body. Your body will know. So the intention, what I'm offering you is a stretch on the outside of the hip, the outside of the leg. So you decide how deep to go in this pose. You can hold on to the left shin. You could straighten the leg, maybe reach behind the left calf. You might even be able to reach for the foot. Sometimes I think I can reach my foot because I have short legs. I don't know. Everybody has a different mobility, different flexibility. But here's the basic coming into the shin, and you can rotate through that left ankle and the other way. Keeping that right ankle flexed. Let's hold here for 3 more breaths. So as you hold this, you may be gently pulling that left shin in towards the chest. So again, we're looking for some release of tightness on the outside of the right hip. And let's go ahead and set that left foot down and cross the right knee all the way over the left knee and take your arm to the side. So if your head is on a block, go ahead and set the block down. And we're going to take a gentle twist. Left hand gently guides the knees over to the left side. Breathe. Be mindful what's on the side of you. So as we're breathing here into this twist, inviting a twist and gently massaging the internal organs, you might be feeling it on the right side of the waist, the outside of the hip. And with the right arm out, you might even notice in the front of the right chest. If you notice that turning the head over to the right side feels irritating or aggravating, you can also keep the head on straight. That's always helpful. Keep the head on straight. Or you might even want to rotate it to the other side. It's a different experience. But just tune in what suits your body. Ujjayi breath, keeping it slow and steady. And then slowly back to center, uncross that right knee. Now let's come back to what I'm calling our reset for today. Knees bent at 90 degrees, arms are out wide. Let's take 2 breaths, eyes open or eyes closed. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Slowing down the body. Taking time to check in, to release tightness and tension. And let's set up for our reverse pigeon on the other side. So again, if you would like, you can grab from over to the side. If you need to grab a prop, you can put a block underneath your head. If you have a pillow, you can also do that. If you don't need anything underneath the head, then don't. So this time, left knee is bent, left foot is on top of the right thigh. Coming into our reverse pigeon. Go ahead and lift the shoulder blades up to grab behind the hamstring. Maybe you're grabbing the shin, maybe the leg is straight. And go ahead and flex your left ankle this time. Again, we're looking for keeping alignment for that left knee. And be in the curiosity of seeing what does it feel like if you don't flex your ankle. You know, maybe you don't need to, but it's a suggestion in this pose just to keep the integrity and the protection of the knees. And notice what you feel here on the left side of the hip, the outside of the left leg. Relax the head. So again, if you find that you cannot keep your head on the ground, then it's definitely worth taking the time to pause, and like literally press pause here on the video and grab a block or grab a pillow to put underneath the head. Breathe into the left side of the leg. And your right ankle, I just caught myself flexing it. You can flex it or you can rotate it. You can relax it. But my right ankle is relaxed and my left ankle is slightly flexed. Giving the hip and the outside of the leg time to open anything that feels stuck or tight in the hip. And anytime if you notice the neck starts to tighten up or if the shoulders lift up, go ahead and rotate the head side to side. Let's take one more breath on this side of reverse pigeon. Slowly set that right foot down. And then take your left arm out to the side. And then cross the left knee over the right knee. And this time the right hand will gently rest on the outside of the left thigh. And then guide the knees over to the right. Option to rotate the head looking towards the left hand. Or the head might rotate towards the ceiling, or it may rotate over to the right. Listen to the body. And this time breathing into the twist on the left side of the waist. Two more breaths. Now this time roll all the way over onto your right side into a fetal position. Uncross the knees. And you'll pull up, resting your right cheek on your right bicep. And stay here for 2 breaths to reset. Be mindful how we transition out of our poses. And as you're here rolled over on the right side, press your left hand down to gently press yourself up to a seat. I'm going to take a few forward folds, and it might be handy to use your strap here. I'll work on the back of the hamstrings. Come into what's called a savasana, or a single seated forward fold. So perhaps if you are really bendy, or if you have short legs compared to your long legs, you might be able to put a block at the end and grab the block. If you find that this is especially tight, a strap can be useful. So there's two sits bones, so feel them plug in, kind of like anchors down into the mat. You can look forward, inhale, and exhale. If you're using the strap, you can gently walk down the strap, and then you pause. Pause when the body says, okay, I'm done. This is my ending spot for here. We're going to take 5 slow breaths, and then if you find that you might be able to go further, pull the toes back towards your face, maybe grabbing the foot, maybe grabbing a block. Notice what happens when you pull the toes back towards the face. There's more of an access behind the calves, the hamstrings. Try to watch out the locking out of the back of that knee. So I've got my left leg forward, my right knee is bent. You can take your gaze forward, your drishti forward. So when you focus the gaze, your eyes on one spot, it helps us cultivate this practice of clarity and focus. And that, connected with this ujjayi breath, gives us access to the present moment. If you want, in these final breaths, you can also rest the head down, but at the same time keep space so you have breath for that diaphragm to rise and fall. So you don't want a lot of rounding in the back right here. Notice if that's uncomfortable. Maybe reset, lengthen the spine, and then relax the neck. So if you'd like, for the next 5 breaths, you can let that chest melt down towards that left thigh a little bit more. If you feel like you need to back off and lift up, feel free to do that. And continue with the ujjayi breath. And even with your eyes closed, you can bring a sense of a focused gaze. Eyes open or eyes closed. Keep the mind focused. Ujjayi breath, mouth closed with the inhale and the exhale. Relaxing the body, calming the mind. One more breath on this side. Let go. Slowly walk back. And let's switch legs. So for me, I have my left knee bent, my right leg forward. Feeling those sits bones rooting down. And again, if you want to use your strap, you can reach it towards the arch of your foot. Sit up tall. Inhale. And exhale, taking a couple breaths to slowly get into this pose. I like to take, in this class, 5 breaths to get in. And notice if you want to hold on to the strap or not. Toes back towards the face. Maybe grabbing the foot. Get present. Mindful ujjayi breath. Gaze on one spot. And notice that this is a practice. It's a practice to breathe, to focus with the mind and the eyes. And once you're settled into your edge, where the body is saying, okay, this is my pausing spot, let's take 5 more breaths. Relax the head down. Remember to keep space in that upper torso for the diaphragm to rise and fall for each breath. Two more breaths. Last one. And then slowly walk the hands back. All right, we're going to work our way into our final pose for today. Into Shavasana, where we're going to add a couple of more twists. So grab what you need for Shavasana. If you want to grab a sweater, or if you want to put a blanket on. I'm quite warm where I'm at, so I'm going to just stay exactly where I am. But let's return to where we were in the beginning. Hug the knees into your chest. I'm going to take a twist again. I'll take the right arm out and slowly let the knees fall over to the left. And let's hold this twist for 5 breaths. So this is our class for today. Slowly moving, a perfect gentle twist, moving. We moved the shoulders. We warmed up a little bit in the beginning, moving through the spine with our bridge poses. Got into the hips. Go ahead and come back to the center. Bring your forehead up to your knees. Final twist, left arm out, knees to the right. And then we got into the back body, stretching through the hamstrings, the calves. Staying with this ujjayi breath with the mouth closed, inhale, and the mouth closed with the exhale. Back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Lift the head up, give yourself one big hug. Acknowledge yourself for showing up for today's class. We're going to end with a Shavasana. I'm going to stay here for a few minutes. Take the legs out straight. Arms are at the sides. Relax the head. Again, notice if you feel any tension behind the lower back, this is a great place to put a pillow underneath the knees. I'm going to show you one other option. So if you don't have a bolster, you can also put blocks underneath the hamstrings. This can also be a nice option if you're feeling any tightness or any discomfort underneath the lower back. So it's worth, again, pausing, resetting. Take a big breath in. A big sigh out into the breath. Release any tension across the collarbones. Let the shoulders relax, let the arms relax, let the fingers be loose and relaxed. Let the belly be soft. Let that breath just fill up the belly. And then release the belly. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Let the back body sink into the ground. Hips relaxed, legs heavy. Feel the heels sink into the mat. May this practice today offer you this time to check in with self, to notice where can you let go of tension, and cultivate this calm, relaxing the body, calming the mind, nurturing the parasympathetic nervous system, and bringing this calm and this relaxation into your day or into your evening. Stay as long as you would like in this final resting pose in Shavasana, in deep rest. Until next time, thank you for being here. My name is Amelia. I'll see you next time on Spiritually Fit Yoga. Peace out.